This is bullshit, man.
Now I understand.
Where the vagina crack ends. You kids ain't never gonna know.
I don't know. I know that my knowledge has holes in it, but
I was in my mess nest. That was some sweaty ass R. Kelly sex happened last night.
I want to put a picnic basket together. God damn it. We hope to have Jennifer Keishan Armstrong. But I'm not unhappy with
The Beau and Tim Show.
Featuring Doug Rader.
Howdy, folks. This is Beau. How you doing? I'm Beau Mansfield, and this is the Beau and Tim Show, and I am Beau Mansfield, and I'm Beau Mansfield. And
Hi, Beau Mansfield.
Hey, well, I can't call you Beau Mansfield because you're Tim Stevens.
That's right.
That's right. So then, how's it going, Tim?
I'm doing all right.
I hope so, because I know there's some hard times lately. But no, I mean, Beau, am doing pretty good lately, I gotta say. I mean, it's like I'm broke, but I am not as unhappy as I could be. I just passed 10 months alcohol free. And that may have something to do with why I am not worse than I am right now. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure that there's a correlation. But aside from that, we also have with us Doug Rader, the inestimable. And he is our engineering help, and he's slightly off mic.
I'm over here.
Oh, cool. And so I was wondering if you all would like to talk about what we were talking about before we started recording here, which was two different pissing the bed stories. Or no, yours wasn't a bed story. Yours was, but yours wasn't pissing the bed, but it was a pissing during a blackout. And I have a pissing the bed story from over a year ago that I would like to share.
Can I say something? Earlier you said that you were 10 months without alcohol.
True that.
And it's helping you feel a lot better.
True that.
One day.
And how do you feel?
It was pretty awful. The interesting thing, I was kind of like trying to chase down this ex to hang out with all week long.
Uh-huh.
And was being a bit of a drunk mess about it all week. And then she does come over one night out of nowhere. Mm-mm. I'm a bit wasted. Things happen I barely remember, with us. Finally, so we get through that, and all that's fine, and I'm like feeling really relieved. Obviously, I don't know why I feel so relieved yet, but that had happened, and I wake up and I realize, oh my god, like why is my bed all wet all around me? Damn, that was some sweaty ass R. Kelly sex happened last night.
Right.
She's going to be whistling all day, if you know what I mean.
Oh, boy. And not from,
Then I start to pat around, and I realize, because you do like to pat around.
Okay.
I guess, in this situation.
Yeah,
it's, I was a fan of Law & Order. You got to check it out. You're like, what is going on here? No way this is happening is what I'm saying with my hands. Basically.
And yet it is.
Yeah, and yet they're telling me, yes, dude, that is happening.
Piss.
And you're like, I don't believe you pee in my bed. I better smell it, So then it's there.
That's a fair thing to say.
So I try to
check.
just make a little sponge out of blankets that are on her quietly, fold it up under me and lay on it.
Mm-hmm.
And just.
How old are you, Tim?
I'm 35 years old.
How old is she?
She's 21 years old.
Okay. All right. Now, we had that. We needed to get that in
Which is legal in this country. I don't know how far this podcast is going. But, yeah, so then the thing is, clothes are everywhere. She doesn't notice. It's not wet on her. She's fine, And I'm like, hey, let's go take a shower. Trying to get her out of there. She doesn't do it. I come back. She's starting to, piece her clothes together. and is like, "Where is my shirt? I can't find my shirt." I realized I had accidentally wrapped it up in the piss sponge that I took a nap on.
Oh.
And then that's when it all gets discovered.
But you played it off legit, as Ween might say, I think.
I don't think that there's a way to possibly play that off correctly.
But she
I don't think
said,
there's a smooth way to...
why does my shirt smell like pee?
She said it must be my cat. My cat must have peed in my laundry. And I was like, yeah, I don't know. And then I was like, I'll wash it for you.
You told her by telling her you would wash it, that you had pit on
that's
your
the guilt coming out.
See, that's what you did wrong.
Well, she doesn't have a washer and dryer.
It doesn't matter because this woman's not for you, and I'm going to get into that after a while. But actually, I might not. But yeah, I've just been on record, and although but it's.
I don't know.
Are we in our June or July years, or are we all the way hurtling into September? I am maybe. I may be in the September of my years. I might be August. The thing is, they're like a March, right? Yeah. So, it's a whole other deal.
I don't know where that puts me, but I am a Leo.
Well then,
so I need to really get through that part of my years, really bad.
So this all culminates basically in you having the ability to almost play it off legit, but then you give it away through over-solicitously helping with her pissy laundry. And
part of me is like, what you're saying is like she's figuratively shit all over me. So why should I feel bad about
You've wanted to punish yourself for being with her
piss.
continually after she sort of continually treats you in this haphazard fashion. Yeah.
We're trying to do a show. We're singing about P2. Heaven's mercy. Seems to be that's what we're about to do. And we're doing it. Lord have mercy. Said Lord have mercy. We're talking about P on the show. We are.
Yeah, and then that's when I realized I felt like I was throwing a towel down to like scrub my bed, and I just felt myself saying like, just throw in the fucking towel on drinking. Throw in the towel on drinking and clean up your piss and take a break.
Like that physical item that was a symbol. It was like right there in that. Yeah. Well, there you go. You had the metaphorical object come to life for you in that way.
This happens for me in moments.
It's a synchronicity thing, and it's exactly
it makes me
where
feel like
you
I'm a
should
dumb
be.
person, but
you
it's
are
kind of
right where
good.
you should be, and that is awesome. I would like Doug to tell his story, and
Are you talking about my pissing
last
story?
night? Yes, the pissing story.
We're sharing pissing stories.
Yes, we are.
That is okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, so I'm told, and I've never. This has never happened to me before either. I have. I drink, as a fella does sometimes, and I had extended an invitation to a friend who occasionally crashes at my house to crash at my house.
Yeah.
Wasn't expecting that to happen necessarily. Went out drinking. Didn't know what was going to actually happen. Whether she was going to be here or not. I was asleep. And this is, mind you, 20 minutes after I had sent it, I remember a text message exchange with another friend.
And that 20 minutes is the lost island of time.
In that 20 minutes, apparently, I fell asleep in my bed. She came over. She was using my computer. She was in my living room. And I apparently got up and walked into the living room, was standing right next to her, and she didn't know what I was doing.
Uh-huh.
And she said something to me, and I freaked out. And I got scared. and I was I guess startled, and she said I stepped backward, took 3 giant steps backward, and then I stumbled off into the bathroom where she said it seemed like I was in there for 2 hours peeing. I think that was an exaggeration, but it was way too long, way longer than a person is, normally pees.
Couple minutes or so.
I do recall that I had to pee several times while I was drinking last night. I'd been at work and I'd probably had an energy drink and a lot of water.
And just that
and then
salad.
a bunch of alcohol.
Yeah.
And alcohol goes right through anybody. So I went in and peed, and then I went back to bed, and then she asked me some questions or something, and I said, I just want to sleep, damn it. And then she's like, well, fine, I'll just go sleep on the couch. And she goes to the bathroom and apparently sits down on the toilet seat, and it's covered in my pee.
Yeah.
Now, that's really not that remarkable of a story for most people.
It's pretty funny.
But for me,
this is
in
atypical.
particular, I've only one other time in my life that I know of have I been, active and coherent
I actually knowing.
I don't black out really.
Knowing you, I'm much less surprised that you blacked out or that you
Well,
peed on the toilet and didn't missed. Because you can miss. You can get to where your coordination is no good anymore. You need to pee and you're doing what you can about it, but there's just directions. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And then you go about your business. And then oh my god, right? But the thing that I think is more indicative of how off kilter you were was that you said, "I just want to sleep, damn it." That's so not the Doug that I know.
Right.
It's almost incalculably not the Doug that I know.
Right. But 20 minutes before this happened,
There's a text.
I'm aware of, and I had already not been drinking. I mean, I quit drinking probably, I don't know, 12:30 or 1 in the morning, and then it's 1:40, and I'm texting, and I remember all of that up until that point. I fall asleep for 20 minutes, and then all of a sudden,
everything comes crashing to a halt. Yeah. You were 100% with the curtain just having fallen. It was not in your control anymore. Couldn't will yourself to be awake or alert or know what in the living fuck's going on.
Yeah, and I hadn't had more than a normal, what I would consider a usual amount of drinks.
Sure.
In the evening. So it was very remarkable, and it's my own, since apparently we all have, this is a pissing, not a contest, but it's a pissing recital, if you will. It's funny that you would come over, and today would be the day we're recording the first podcast,
and it's pretty much pee stories.
And I have my own just from last night. It's almost like it happened for that.
Embarrassing pee stories, not just kinky golden shower fun. No, this is the kind of peeing you don't want to do. It's like
so is kinky golden shower fun, at least for this guy. But
well,
what?
Yeah.
You mean to tell me, Tim, that you don't like giving a woman a good golden shower?
I've never done that.
Actually, I haven't either.
Yeah.
Just,
But you like.
I think I let one of them hold it while I was taking a pee because they wanted to do it, and then we were giggling. And
it's
we were probably very high, and I don't know.
It's just
actually
probably what was going on there.
I need a woman, or well, I'd rather it be a woman. I need somebody. I need somebody to pee on my feet.
Uh-huh.
I'm not like it's like a fetish. Like I need that to get off. It's like I've come up with a little tiny bit of foot fungusy type. Like it's itchy and it's cracking and stuff in between my toes. And I've heard that you get somebody to pee on foot fungus.
Uh-huh.
It helps. Right?
I do believe that.
And
I can believe it.
understand that.
And
I know that pee can have healing powers.
We've got the PR system in more ways than one. And we're probably gonna talk about it heterophonically before we're done. I imagine, well, I guess we would. Mm-hmm. That would make sense. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so all that stuff combined was, I think, you know,
And you never pee the bed.
not in those days. The only time, the first and last was about a year ago, like maybe a month or two before I stopped.
Okay.
This time, I woke up as it was beginning. I was like not thinking that I could do anything about it. I was in some weird space of dream-like thing where it was like a decision as to whether to get up or not.
Super trippy.
Something brought me up, and I finished. I did not do hellacious damage. I got like a blanket. Oh, I'd say there was maybe a pint of pee. It was damp, but I didn't fuck up the mattress or anything like that. So I got up and into the bathroom in time, but it was just the bathroom, I might add, which does not have a working toilet. So we're talking the sink, okay? All right. So that was definitely the only time that's ever happened, and I don't know if. I don't know why that wouldn't have been the thing that turned me around.
Yeah.
I will say this. There was a guy that I went to high school with. Actually, I went from elementary school through high school with. And he passed away about 9 years ago, I think. He had gotten so bad that he pissed the bed regularly.
Yeah, I've had those friends. And I was like, that's why I was really mad, because I was like, oh, I'm never going to be that guy.
Yeah.
And
so
I wasn't even that kid.
It's
so, like,
not a bad wake-up call.
Yeah. For me, it was like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But for some reason, losing my job meant more to me than pissing the bed.
Yeah.
At my mother's house where I live at the age of 42. Somehow that didn't matter as much to me as losing the job. I mean, it's odd. I don't know what the hell. It must be that I think my only value to a woman that I would want to be with, it would be in how much I earn, because I haven't succeeded the way that I want to, as far as like, and we've gone way off topic, but that's all right. I think we should just keep going with this.
Okay.
I was, all the time I was growing up, I would just totally fantasize about, like, primarily becoming famous in order to come back here to like the 10th year graduation, reunion thing. And just like totally drive up with like a couple of Playboy models in a red Porsche convertible and just like, peel out. Like, drive up on it, look at everyone, and just turn around.
We've all had our own
out.
Porsche fantasy as a kid.
And I think that, now, I don't want any of that. I don't care. I mean, that's a lie. I certainly want still revenge against everybody that I grew up with. But fuck all that. But the thing is, I know what a waste of time it is now, though. You know what I mean? I'm old enough. I had better fucking have that in hand.
Revenge does not have to drive a Porsche,
No, no. I just know if a woman exists out there who can appreciate me, the Porsche is immaterial.
Yeah.
Whether I am appreciable is the thing that I keep like howling silently to the universe. I'm like, what is there to love in me? It's not that I'm bad because the less I drink, or the longer I go without drinking, I should say. The more I am, I mean, I'm not always, what do you call it? I don't always have the best equilibrium, but and my temper can flare. But I just don't feel like I'm as mean, and when I speak nastily, I want it to make people laugh. You know what I mean?
Rectum, I'll lick your rectum. I'll lick it, baby, if you promise that it's clean. And if you tell me you love me, I'll lick about anything.
woman that I met, I don't think she would. How do I know? But I can't picture her as being like, in order for me to still like you, I have to pee on your feet. I just don't see it. But in fact, I think pee will be 100% free from the whole realm of our expressivity towards each other, if you understand what I'm saying. And all of this is so wretchedly hypothetical that I really should just go and slip my toe. Because
did I mention she has a great butt, right? Is this correct?
Yes.
She has like a fantastic butt.
I'll tell you what, I looked at it for like a second and a half, and I did bring my gaze to the 90-degree angles from her ass.
Right.
Because I'm like, I don't need you to think I'm just fucking looking you up and down for any longer than would be human right off the bat. You know, and I shook her hand, and she didn't have a stupid limp bullshit handshake, but it wasn't so firm as to convey total lack of sensuality either. It was like, oh, like, you know, I don't resent it one bit, but bitch had me at hello.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
And so I really, well, I kind of resent it, but it's not her fault.
Bitch had me
I
at
resent
hello
it
is
from
a
the
Nelly
universe.
song. If I'm
Bitch
not
had me
mistaken.
at hello.
Bitch had me. That's a Nelly song, right? Am I mistaken?
Nelly songs.
Is that one of those?
On the new album?
Is that the new bitch you had me at hello?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
The bitch had me at hello.
Actually, I try not to listen to any of that.
It's
bubblegum
probably a really
music,
good song.
Our friend Nathan asked me the other day, he said, quite a few months ago,
Yes.
he was like, do you think you can love, Beau? Like, you know, do you think that you could love? And I'm like, and I had just, at that point, that was right around the time, or maybe a month after, that I had, the last person I had been seeing briefly, that was over. And not catastrophically,
But this is Nathan pretty much asking himself in front of you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He was
is
one,
not
because
really-
he was like, do you think you can do it? And I was like, well, look, X, Y, and Z had happened before. Not, you know, and he knew what I was talking about. And that's something I absolutely won't talk about. But it was one of those things that I will say, like, got me to think, yeah, I absolutely could love somebody. You know what I mean? And then it was like, in a good way, that was never to be. I mean, I'm not in any way troubled by that, but it wasn't to be. So it was like, I said after that, I just was seeing somebody, and it seemed really great at first, and it crumbled through text. Text isn't the bane of the relationship, but
I wasn't
it can
raised
be
on
used.
text. Yeah.
It can be used in such fucked up ways. And this makes me think of how a guy can't catch a break in this life a lot of times. A woman can't either. I'm talking about certain things that are non-gender specific. Like when somebody steals your fucking iPhone, like that. That didn't happen to me. It did happen to you, Tim. Would you please tell us a little bit about that whole fucking thing?
Okay, this is, I guess... I guess the best way to explain this is like I had never had a nice phone before in my life. I always just used little burner phones. Those things got by. Like I said earlier, I'm a cook. I drop, these things, and I'm always in hot temperatures, and it's just bad for like a computer-based super phone to be in.
Yeah.
And so I finally decided to get one on my last birthday, and my mother decides to come up and help. Just because that's who she is. She's sweet like that. And just wanted to be a part of it. So we go and we get the phone, and it's nice. And I have no idea what I'm doing with it. And I start to get familiar with it, and I start to understand how to use it. And I start to like tweet every time I take a dump, and I'm excited about it, you know. And I'm getting.
It was 14 inches today. How the fuck did that happen?
Wow.
See, there will be women who listen who will just loathe me,
Okay.
but that's okay. Not every one of them will.
Do you want to take a break?
Well,
Can we do that?
yeah. Why don't we?
Give us an exit clue.
No. Without my phone, I don't know how I'm gonna write. What? Use a notepad, or maybe a leather-bound journal. They smell okay. Without my phone, I could probably do better at relating to the letter of whatever the people around me are trying to say. Without my phone, I'd have to start trying speaking vowels properly when the consonants are flying. It's all in the difference pronunciation can make. Without my phone, I'd be in constant transition, which would give me ammunition up against the wall on the path I've chosen to take, hoping it's not fake. I need a bridge here, but sometimes it makes no sense trying to communicate what I think. Still, I gotta use what's at my disposal, not the one in the sink. You know what I mean? Without my phone, I can't tell you that I love you, although I guess I could write you a note, but that hasn't gone well in the past, so yeah, that's out. Without my phone, I have to learn how to actually talk.
Yes.
Comes to Skylar, and she covers for him when
With the phone
her
call.
sister is, I
Yeah.
can't remember her name right now, because I am a little bit lost with like the third and fourth seasons, but I know what happened. I know that my knowledge has holes in it, but the thing is, Walt's there, and she's like, "Why have you come?"
5 minutes.
Huh?
5 minutes. That's what she says.
Right. And he says, I needed a proper goodbye, not the last telephone conversation we had. And in a way, she probably needed it too, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
And there had been love there.
Well, she's sitting there
But
like it's all her
we're
fault.
talking about fictional characters,
That
and
she's
that's what's
there.
so funny about it.
Yeah.
Whereas with us here in this room, we're not talking about fictional characters. We're talking about actual people. And so you were just saying, Tim, that you'd like the last time you talked to this considerably younger gal who, by the way, I've seen a little bit of her writing. I think she's talented.
She is. And she's also...
naturally 100% self-absorbed.
I don't want to
but,
give
you
away
know.
this person is, but she's also a very talented artist as well.
Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me.
Very much so. Very intriguing person.
Yeah. But thoroughly toxically incapable of commitment at this time.
She's
so.
21 years old. We cannot judge her for this. Yeah.
I'm not saying she is toxic in all respects. I'm saying the circumstance leads to toxicity. How about that?
Okay.
Okay. So I'm not even sure it was any different from what I just said, but I'm
probably
hoping it is. I don't want you to be judgmental. Because I was 36 and I was incapable of commitment for a minute, for like
this is
6 months or so.
This is a two-way street. With me and her.
I was a complete douchebag, but I was 36 and had no excuse. 21, you kind of have an excuse.
You got a total
right.
excuse.
I
Yeah.
understand that, but what I'm just getting at is that you would like the last time you see her not to be when you peed on.
I've got a clean shirt of hers at my house. I'd like to exchange with her.
Yeah. It's closure.
And I don't know if it's closure. I don't. We've tried to do closure.
Yeah,
her
it's
and
not
I,
going
a bunch.
well, is it?
No, we just. You don't get. I don't think you get to pick like that. I don't think you get to say this is going to be closure. It happens, you know. So that's
you might have
us.
a point.
Yeah, that's us being fools about it. But it's not that it's like been seriously crazy or anything. It's just been like it's a weird we're like why are we doing this a lot? And I'm like, let's not do that. And then it's like no, let's go back to doing that.
Because neither
And
of you
it's
got
just-
something better to do,
Well,
and that's the
it's
sad
not-
part.
No, and we also, I don't know,
That's the nature of almost every other
we make
relationship
sense
I've ever
to
been
us. We make sense to us.
Every other relationship but that means
But then we
nothing.
both have to get up and go in the world out there, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And I can say, and this is the thing. It's like I'm glad I'm not a virgin, but none of the relationships I've been have worked out, or I wouldn't be single now. And they probably were every one of them ill-advised from get-go for one reason or another.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to try, and you got to go through what you got to go through. And that sounds like a cop-out, I guess, but I just mean people have to gather experiences. Otherwise, if they may work out, but not everything works out. So then you're going to have to use it as grist for the thinking mill or something, to where you can just maybe not make that precise mistake again. Except, of course, I've made some of the mistakes that I've made, not just drinking. I mean, like relationship stuff, over and over. Over and over. You know, we're all looking for love, I guess. It's and this isn't just the three of us. This is the other thing that's non-gender specific. This is why, even though now I'm no longer a fan of Ellen. I think I'll always admire her, but I've been troubled more and more recently by how who's on her show, the celebrity guests, so disinterest me compared to
probably her as well.
I wonder. You gotta wonder.
Yeah.
You know. But then I know that the people that are watching her religiously every day on TV, who don't mostly watch her on YouTube from time to time, or like when my mom has her on, because I got my mom into Ellen. That's the fun part. I like that, because then there's the silly stuff that Ellen does, the goofy games and the dancing around and the monologues. I like all of that. I really do. But the celebrities she has on, and the musicians in particular, just it gets me. It gets me these days. And I'm not angry. It would be foolish to be angry at her for that. It's just, I'm saying, why do you have these musicians on? She had Rufus Wainwright on, and he was so good. I was like, why isn't that the standard? Well, because there's advertising involved and all that kind of stuff, and that's what's the business. Yeah, it's how the wheels are greased monetarily. Is that certain kinds of name artists who are thoroughly insignificant culturally, They're only matter culturally because of the money machine behind them. Artistically, they are null and void, and it gets to me. I just was like, or put it another way, Justin Bieber is on her show, or has been.
That makes
often,
sense, though.
And they've been pals,
right?
And I don't have. Let's take my dislike of his music aside. Justin will always probably, unless he runs afoul of her somehow, which I can't even understand how he would do. He'll be on her show in perpetuity. Like Justin Timberlake is her bro, and he'll come on all the time, right? And there's some people, like Bret Michaels has been on, although I don't know if he performed. But, it's like, these are people who Justin is interesting once in a while, but I'm not, like, into any of that kind of music. Rufus Wainwright, on the other hand, was incredibly impressive, and you could hear, like, the Beatles in his music. You weren't busy listening to like a fourth generation cut rate imitation of like the 70s Osmonds or something like that. Yeah. But the reason I bring that up is that she, in the Puppy episode back in 1997,
okay,
had the Puppy episode where she came out. Ellen Morgan came out on the show, and what I think is interesting is that a lot of Ellen DeGeneres' own life, it's similar to Ellen Morgan's in that there's a time when she's like, okay, I'm coming out and I want to have a wife and a family, or even if my wife and I are the only people in the family, we'll have pets, we'll have a domesticated, settled, loving existence, right? And tried that with Anne Heche. That didn't work out. Now she's with Portia, and that seems to be cool. Portia's a little younger than her, like 15 years younger than her, but hey, these things happen. Mm-hmm. And but whatever that is, it's that she'd have Justin Bieber on, and not. I'm going backwards. Sorry. The thing I was going to say about Justin Bieber is that he was on Ridiculousness, Rob Dyrdek's show.
Oh, okay. I think I've seen that.
Oh, it's, formerly of Robin Big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Rob Dyrdek, I don't think is ever going to be on Ellen. Do you see what I mean? But if he were, wouldn't that be like the most awesome thing? I don't know if you're like as into Rob Dyrdek. Robin Big was freaking brilliant.
Robin Big was great, and Rob was also a great skater and someone I looked up to as a teenager.
Mm-hmm. I don't know anything about skateboarding, but it was just, that show was just so absurd with the turtle racing and everything. It was like, it was Duck Dynasty before Duck Dynasty. It was the show that was it was a little edgier than Duck Dynasty, but still, there's that same level of, these guys are involved in the silliest shit possible. And that's what they do with their days. They rule. These people rule because they do diddly dick, and it's great, and I like watching it. If I had that kind of money, I would do that too. That's why the Taliban is mad at us. It's not the gazillion McMansions out in the middle of these ever-spreading suburbs that have no meaning whatsoever to their procurement, other than that, like, it makes developers happy. No, it's the fact that we have like Robin Big and Ellen and stuff like that. That's why, because we can get a Duck Dynasty. That's why they're mad. Yeah.
I refuse to watch Duck Dynasty.
See, I love Duck Dynasty. I love it.
I don't know.
I saw it by accident the first time I saw it. I didn't know what I was watching. I had no idea what it was. And
I've seen the shirts and everything everywhere. Yeah.
Well, I have one or two.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like, and this hat is a Duck Commander hat.
Is that a...
Yeah.
I've never would have
Duck Commander.
That. Yeah.
But no, I mean, like, I'm not a hunter. I'm not a freaking outdoors guy like that. They would know what a nerd I am. Except they're very cleverly sassy people, and their humor comes from intentionally being stupid. And you can only be very intelligent and pull that off. See what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, like, they're funny to me. But anyway, I would rather watch Ellen religiously if she would have the kind of guests that I'm interested in, like Rob Dyrdek, for example. Or now she'll have on Steve Carell or something. That's cool. But there's no way she'll ever have Jim Norton on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
I'd like to see Mark Maron on Ellen.
Mark Maron on Ellen would be incredible. So, you know, I what are we going to do? I'm just saying, I feel the need to put it out there, but Ellen is important because she put out that puppy episode, which was not really just about coming out. It was about trying to stand up for like a kind of innocent love. And the orientation or the genitalia of the people involved was not important. It was the innocence of that love. And there was an added poignance to it because of the fact that gay and lesbian people are going to be given a hard time in their search for love that heterosexuals aren't. But we have enough of a hard time too. So if we've got any heart, we can identify with this self-deprecating but no dummy, cute little blonde woman trying to find her wife. And you know, what are we doing? And my thinking is that my thinking was for a while, for the last several months, that I'd probably be alone for the rest of my life, but I would not be bitter about it. What I would be doing is trying to be as artistically productive as possible. And then if I get renown and deserve it, then I might be in a position to earn better. And then through earning better, I can become more relaxed and then be somebody that somebody would want around. But until then, I'm thinking I'm going to be worrying about the fact that I'm broke and can't get out of this hole, and I don't know what I'm doing, and my life seems to have been not a waste, but deeply misguided for so long that I don't know whether it's too late to turn it around properly or what, you know? And and now I have to ask the question. I don't even have to, I figured the ball's in this woman's court, the one that I went to coffee. I really did took my leave so that she could figure that out. But then she still sends kind of interesting Facebook message for a minute there. But we're not going to talk about the Facebook messages because Doug said that would be perhaps making people uncomfortable. And I can totally understand it. I really can. Because it's like, if you send me a Facebook message, am I going to talk about it on the podcast? And then it's like, you know, the people that know us, they'll be like, is it all going to show up there or what?
This episode.
Anything to get away from the search for love. Obviously, we've gone way off topic.
Yes, and I'm running out of time.
Yeah, Tim's running out.
I'm running out of time.
But isn't everything an escape from the search for love if it's not the search for love itself? Or are those? Could we not say maybe those are two main modes of behavior?
Here's the thing that occurred to me, though, and I can't believe it took me so long to figure this out, but Ellen Morgan, the character on that sitcom, said when she's in the therapist's office, which for that episode is played by Oprah Winfrey because her normal therapist is out of town, so she has to have a substitute therapist that week as she's trying to come out of the closet. Or not out of the closet, like realizing that she's a lesbian and that she's in love with the character played by Laura Dern. But Oprah says, what do you want, Ellen? You know, what's your Ellen Morgan? What is it that you want from A Life with Susan? You know, and she's like, same thing everybody wants. Like, you know, someone to talk to, someone to love, a picket fence, barbecues on Sunday, enough to get by. And those are very, very modest aims. Ellen DeGeneres is worth at least $500 million at this point. And I don't think a picket fence and Sunday barbecues are exactly the picture of what's going on. And I don't have any trouble with that. I'm just saying there is a gigantic difference between Ellen Morgan and Ellen DeGeneres. And I think Ellen Morgan had as much of an effect upon me as I look back that as Ellen DeGeneres herself, of course, who created the character. But there's something about how that character in those shows which are fantastic. All of the episodes after that episode are brilliant, and all of the ones before it are merely silly. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder, you're saying the search for love is like the nature of existence, or the like, it's what we're always doing. It's not like a special compartment of our existence. It's just, that's the whole thing. Well, we sure hope you loved listening to this podcast and tying it all up somehow like a frickin' bow.
Hope you write it. Just keep listening. You'll get to the part where you're ready to pee on us, and we appreciate it.
And cure our athlete's foot. That's right.
You've been listening to the Beau and Tim Show featuring Doug Rader. And tune in next time to find out more about what happened to Tim's phone.
Something happens to my phone?
As I recall, yes.
I thought it was at your phone.
Really?
It could. We don't.
Okay, well, but we were going to also talk about what we weren't even sure. That was part of the thing. We didn't really
going to talk about what we
that's
weren't
right.
sure that we were going to talk
That's right. We did because,
next
yeah.
time.
That's right.
And
Also, I think...
there was that other thing, though, which is, does bitch still have me after hello?
And goodbye.
And goodbye.